Hello everybody, it's Kelly with Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction, and I want to welcome back my crazy family to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a DIY with one of these $1 banks that I got from Dollar Tree. We're going to be using this image to create our DIY project, and these are the items that we are going to be using in order to do so. The bank here, I have already used a razor blade and just scraped the paint right off of there. It came off so simple, was not hard at all. And then all you need is your silhouette or your Cricut paraphernalia and a pair of scissors and some transfer tape, and that's it. We're going to be using this vinyl that I got over at Joann's. This is just like a gold holographic print that I think will look really good up against the black of this bank. So here I am just putting it on my silhouette mat and getting ready to put it into the silhouette. I'm not showing you the actual silhouette cutting because I know that you've all seen that over and over again, but I did use a 1 on my cutting. Here I am getting ready to cut out my transfer tape. I do always suggest using transfer tape. This is a lifesaver, even though I do still really mess up this project and I put the transfer in the wrong place. I thought I was going to need more room than what I did, so that was on me, not on the transfer tape. It actually went on and off very well, but I just messed up and put it in the wrong spot because I overestimated how much room I was going to need. So here I am. I'm going to clean up my table here, and I am going to get all of this ready. Take off my vinyl off of my silhouette pad. I always turn it upside down because it's so much easier, and also it doesn't curl your vinyl. So I find that when I take it off by pulling the vinyl, my vinyl will actually curl from it. And this is much easier. I don't get the curling on the vinyl. All right. So our next step is to now cut out the image that I cut into the vinyl here. And I apologize. I got off camera here, not realizing it. But all I'm doing is just cutting out the portion of the vinyl that I have cut into. And I am now just going to remove the excess vinyl, and you will begin to see our image showing up. The image itself of the castle I got off of, I believe it was Etsy. I purchased this SVG. I want to say that I got like 50 Disney SVGs for like a couple bucks. And I believe that the words Disney also was included in that. The save and the $, the repeat, I just created in my Silhouette software and added them to the image to print out. I have quickly found that removing the vinyl this way is so much easier than trying to actually pull up on it. I find that it releases the vinyl much easier when I do it this way, and especially with this holographic vinyl because it tends to be a little bit stiffer, so the images will pop out a little bit easier when I use this vinyl. And I have now removed the vinyl, and I'm just going to weed a few little spots in here, and you'll see here about what I mean about it being stiffer. You see I get a hold of it and it literally just popped right out. I don't even know where it went, but it literally just pops right out of there. This one here I think ends up on my shirt, and I have to take it off my shirt, and it ends up being pretty stiff, so they're not hard to weed. It's just a matter of getting your weeding tool underneath there. I think I'm actually going to look for a different weeding tool because I'm not real happy with the one that I am using here. I think I want something more that's thinner and pointier on the end to really get a hold of those pieces I need to weed out. But the weeding of this one was actually very simple. And I just used my flipped over vinyl, excess vinyl, in order to remove things off my fingers and such. And that one really was sticking. It didn't want to come off. You have to excuse my sniffling every now and then. My allergies are driving me insane today. It is, let's see here, today is July 17th. I don't know if anybody else is having this issue, but I am telling you, my allergies are terrible right now. So we're just going to finish removing the extra vinyl from the word repeat. I'm still not sure that I'm real happy with the font that I used for this, but I was trying to get something that didn't look just like the Disney. And I don't know, nothing that I had seemed to really be what I really liked. And this is what I figured was the best thing. I just couldn't get anything I was really happy with. So I guess we can say I settled for this font. So let me know what you think. What kind of font should I have used? Because this one is just not my favorite. That was my dog sneezing in the background. Every time I start doing a video, he starts sneezing with those reverse sneezes. It never fails. I think it kind of freaks him out a little bit that I'm just talking to nobody. And so he gets a little over anxious or overexcited, and he just starts doing this every time, it seems like, which I'm sure you guys are all very aware of by now. So now I'm just kind of splitting this up because I'm not going to put it on in the exact format that it's in right now. I'm going to move these words around and things in order to make sure that they fit the way I want them to on the glass. Even though, again, like I said, I didn't get them where I wanted them, but I wasn't going to take them all the way off and do it all over again because they just wouldn't have stuck. And even though you're not seeing it here, I actually already started this project once and ended up completely destroying my vinyl as it didn't print properly. And so when I went to pull the stickers off, it had literally cut through all of the paper as well, the backing of the vinyl, and then other places weren't cut at all. So it acted very weird. I kind of think maybe a piece of the vinyl got stuck on the blade or something at the time. But no matter how hard I tried to weed it and make it work, it wouldn't work. So I ended up having to just crumple it up and throw it away. So this is actually my second print of this design. Next time I'll have to leave in the bloopers so that you can see this because I was so frustrated. And when you're doing DIY, you never know whether or not something is going to work until you do it. So I just had to regroup and readjust, and I just started from scratch, and what you see is what the final product turns out to be. So I was happy with it, even though it still wasn't exactly how I wanted it, but I'm happy with how it turned out. So now I'm just clipping everything closer together so I have a little bit more room to get all of my stickers situated on here. I'm trying to decide how I want that save and money to sit as well, and I actually do end up changing it. I decided to put them both on the same side, and now I'm not so sure that I should have done it that way, but I just didn't feel like it looked right with the $sign all by itself on the other side. So tell me what you think. How would you have laid this out differently than what I did? I also decided to overlap the Disney D with the castle a little bit, and now I kind of wish I hadn't done that either. And you'll see that at the end where I overlapped it a bit. I thought, oh, it'll look cute, but really you can't even tell, and it kind of looks like a mistake. So here I'm just going to clean up my mess there, move it out of the way so I can start laying these decals down on the glass. And here comes my transfer tape back out. And I decide to go ahead and start with the castle. I thought, well, that's the biggest item to get on the glass, so that should be where I started. I think if I had it to do over, I probably would have started with the words and then put the castle in afterwards, because I think that's where I messed up. I think that's how I got it off center here, because I tried to leave too much room for the words. Rather than just putting the castle on in the center of the glass. So here I am. I'm going to put my transfer vinyl onto my gold vinyl in order to attach it to the glass. I cannot tell you what a lifesaver finding transfer vinyl has been for me. I mean, trying to do this by hand without any vinyl, without any transfer vinyl, this would have been a mess. All of those lines, all of trying to keep that all together, it would have been so difficult to do. So what I did here at first, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I started trying to take the transfer vinyl off rather than the backing of the vinyl off. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did eventually figure it out. You'll see here that I do eventually. There we go. I have figured it out what I'm doing wrong here, but and then I have a little bit of problem with there's some flags, and they're probably hard to see here, but there are some flags at the top of the castle there. And you see here I am. I'm trying to take it off of the vinyl rather than off of the backing, because sometimes I just don't think clearly. And if I had done it correctly, I wouldn't have had all these problems with the flags in the first place. Here I am, I went, oh, hello, duh, Kelly. Turn it over, take it off correctly. So you see, we all make mistakes. We all have our oops moments. We all have those times where our brains are just not working correctly. And this day was obviously one of those days. So here I am trying to figure out where I want to put my vinyl. And I had it centered, and then I thought, well, I need to move it over some, because while I was laying it, I decided I wanted to go ahead and put my dollar sign on the other side as well. And I thought I would just slide over the castle a little bit. Again, I wish I hadn't done that. Now, I wish I had kept it center. I think it would have looked much better. But we live and learn, correct? And as I was saying, these flags, I was having problems with these flags because they were so little. They weren't cutting correctly with the silhouette. They weren't cutting. They're supposed to look triangular, and they weren't cutting just right, and they were getting stuck to the vinyl. But I did eventually get them all on there. There is one that isn't quite perfect, but hey, it is what it is, right? That's why they call it a DIY. It's not going to be perfect, but you did it, and that's what matters. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my dog is belching next to me. So I apologize for the dog belches. So rude. Yes, so rude. He's still doing it. So that went on fairly easily. And now I am going to put my Disney on because I wanted to get this one situated and see what it looked like on there before I decided for sure where I wanted to put my dollar sign. And once you get everything cut out and laid out, it really goes together very quickly. So if you're an expert with your silhouette or your Cricut and you want to make this project, I'm telling you, you could do this in half an hour if you have all of your stuff together. And, once you get it on or once you get it printed, it is very quick to put on. I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough room for my repeat down below. And so I decided to go ahead and move it up some, and I thought it would look cute that way. Yeah, not so much. I may eventually end up taking the vinyl off of this and redoing it, putting some on in a different order. But for now, for what it is sitting on my television stand. And what I do is anytime I find change or anything in the laundry, all of that change goes into this bank. And so far, I've already got a little over $25 in it. And that's just from doing laundry in the past month or so. So every little bit of change goes in there. And it works just fine. Now, one of the things you're not going to see me do here, and that's because I completed this project and then decided it was bothering me, is the back of this. If you could see the cardboard backing back there, I completed this project and I was happy with it, but then when I set it up and looked at it every day, I decided I really did not like the way the cardboard looked on the back. So I did eventually go ahead and pull the cardboard out, and I just took a piece of scrapbook paper and I just glued it to the back or to the front of that cardboard. So now I have like a gold grass paper behind the image, and I think it does look better that way. And now I'm putting on my dollar sign, and once we get that on, it's done. It has been such a simple project, aside from the goofs that I made while doing it. And I'm telling you, anybody could do this. And especially to only spend $1 on it, you can't beat that, I'm telling you. Absolutely cannot beat it. So here is my completed bank. So let me know what you think. What kind of things might you put on one? Or what would you do differently? What different sayings would you put on it? And that's it. I will see you guys all on the next one. Please don't forget to hit that like button below. Also, please join our family. We're just a bunch of crazy Disney addicts here that love hanging out together and chit-chatting with each other. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. And then don't forget to ring those bells of notification so that you can get alerted every time I upload a new video. Ta-ta for now, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.